Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday? Yes, it's Thursday. Okay. I got thrown off for a second. Happy Thursday, everybody. How are you guys doing this morning? I hope everybody's day is off to an amazing start so far. My name is Pinique Singleton from connectwithpinique.com. Welcome to this morning's episode of If You Woke Up, You're Winning. I thank you all for hanging out with me this morning, first thing in the morning. We do this every single morning at 6:45 a.m. So let's get started on this Thursday morning. I know you guys are getting ready for work. I know you are ready to get your day started. So today's topic comes from this book that I've been reading, and I talked about it a couple times. This book here is called Dreams Are Built Overnight. This is by David Shands. He's an entrepreneur based out of the Atlanta area. So if you haven't read this book, you should get it. It's awesome. But one of the chapters, he talks about sacrifice. And I thought this was an interesting chapter, so I wanted to share it with you guys today, right? So he talks about sacrifice, and the reason I want to share this week is because, this week we've been talking about how 2017 is almost over. I mean, not almost over, it's almost halfway over, right? Well, it'll be over before we know it though, won't it? But anyway, it's almost halfway over because at the end of this week, June will be over, so we will have completed the first 6 months of the year. Right? So that means the book will be the year will be halfway over. And some of us haven't even started on our goals. Some of us haven't started on our dreams. So this week, we've been talking about refocusing. We've been talking about, making sure that we're working towards our goals. We've been talking about getting started for those that haven't gotten started, right? So this was a great topic for today, I feel like, because in the book, when he talks about sacrifice, he talks about the fact that it's not easy, to go from, because he's an entrepreneur now, but he went from working a job to working on his dream to living his dream now as an entrepreneur and still working to reach new heights, right? And he said that going from your job to your dream isn't easy, which is something that we all know, right? A lot of us are working on that now, and we're finding that it's not easy, of course, but it's going to be worth it though. So you guys keep going. But anyway, so he said if he could wrap it all up, if he could sum it all up in one word, what does it take to be successful? What did it take for him to be successful? He said that word would be sacrifice, right? And so sacrifice, by definition, if you look up the definition, it generally involves the death of something, right? Or the total release of something very valuable to you, right? Something very valuable. Now, not just something that you could kind of do without, that you'll be okay if you don't have, not just a luxury that you could cut back on. We're talking about something that is very valuable to you, something that you don't want to let go, something that you don't want to give up. That's what they mean by sacrifice. And if you ask any successful person, they're going to tell you they did have to make sacrifices to get where they were. It wasn't easy. They had to make sacrifices. They had to give some things up. They couldn't keep doing all the same things and get the results that they're getting now, right? So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I mean, if you think about some of, even famous athletes, they had to sacrifice when, a lot of them when they were young. Other kids are outside playing, but they're working with a trainer or they're working on their sport or whatever, right? Successful CEOs, when other people are out just hanging out, they're working on their business. They're growing their business from the ground up. I'm talking about entrepreneurs that have built companies. So people sacrifice things. And so my question to you this morning is, have you sacrificed anything? If you're having trouble reaching your goal, if you're not quite where you want to be at this point in the year, have you sacrificed anything yet? Is that something that you've done, right? I mean, have you given up anything? Are you doing anything different? Because again, like I said, sacrifice, it is really like the real definition is sacrifice is something of value that is killed and offered up to a deity to pledge as a pledge of faith, right? Now, I'm not telling you guys to go killing any goats or anything like that, like back in the day. That's not what I mean. But you really, truly have to give up this thing, right? And you can't just say, oh, well, I'm going to sacrifice something, but then, I'm going to change my mind. So, like, for example, in the book, the gentleman, he sacrificed, he sacrificed celebrating his birthday, and then he also sacrificed television. He gave up cable TV, which you guys know that's one thing I did this year. I mean, I used to I like certain shows. I don't watch a lot of TV, but there's certain shows that I would watch every single week. But I said, no, I'm not watching any TV, right? And at first it was just a 90-day fast, but then I said, I'm not going to watch any TV until I reach my goals. And I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm not a big TV person, but sometimes I want to turn it on. But even thinking about what he was saying in the book, for me, that's probably not a big enough sacrifice, because now I've gotten used to it anyway, right? So I'm thinking about what else can I sacrifice and really sacrifice to push me towards my goal, right? And so he talked about also, like, one of his mentors gave up playing basketball. I guess he used to go play basketball like every week or whatever, several times a week. And he stopped doing that until he reached his goal. Because when you stop doing something that you really love, you want to get it back, right? So you want to get to the point. So if you say, I'm not going to do this until I reach my goal, you're going to work harder towards that goal so you can get back to that thing, right? Yes, Tamika, you got to have discipline. You know, I usually don't look at the comments, but that's good. You got to have discipline, right? Or this won't work. And like I said, it really has to be something that you're uncomfortable giving up. You know, like with me, TV, that's not good enough, because I'm okay with that at this point. You know what I mean? I can do without, you know, the ratchet reality TV, because let's face it, that's not even, they're not even doing nothing anyway, right? So I'm good with that. But so I'm thinking of something else right now. And what I'm thinking about, that's really going to make me work. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. So anyway, many people, you know, never really become successful because they simply don't have a good enough reason to. And this is good, because this is a point he made in the book. And I've thought about this before, because a lot of people don't become successful. And you guys have heard me talk about this before, because some of us have too many options, right? We have too many things we can fall back on. If this entrepreneurship thing doesn't work, if this network marketing business doesn't work, guess what? I have a regular job. That's what some people are thinking. I'm still going to be able to pay my bills, right? They don't have enough reason to be successful. Because a lot of the success stories I've heard, a lot of the really big ones, are people that were on food stamps, people that were on welfare, people that were losing their homes, people that had cars repossessed. Those are the people that have these big stories because they had a big enough reason to, right? But see, some of us, we don't have a big enough reason. Like I said, we have things to fall back on. If it doesn't work, who cares? There's not that much at stake. Or is it, though? Is it? Like, I know some of us think it's not that much at stake, but you have no job security at your job. And then just the whole thing of, if this is something you're passionate about, something you want to do you really want to go through the rest of your life not being as happy as you could be? So maybe there is something at stake, but you're just not seeing that right now, right? So anyway, back to the point I was talking about, sacrifice. People don't have a big enough reason to be successful, right? And a lot of times it's because they're not sacrificing anything. Like, think about it. If you gave up something that you really, really love, would you not work hard so you could get back to that thing that you really, really love? Would that not push you just a little bit further, right? And I know earlier in this week, we talked about your why making you want to work, and we talked about your why pushing you, and that's good. But think about that why coupled with this sacrifice. Imagine how much faster you would get to your goal, right? And so it's funny he mentioned in the book, though, that 95% of the people reading the book probably will say, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to sacrifice something. But most people, 95% of them will write it down and they'll say that's good. But as soon as they get the urge to go back to that thing, whatever they sacrifice, they're going to go back to it, right? Only like 5% of the people are really going to stick to it and really become successful. So today I'm urging you, as he urges in the book, to be that 5% that becomes successful. Be that 5% that sticks to that sacrifice, right? And also, like I talked about earlier this week, that why. I'm telling you, these two things together are going to take you to a whole nother level with your goals and with your dreams. You know, it's just kind of like, you can't go back to it. You know, like right now I'm eating super healthy, and I got a friend at work that was doing it with me. But as soon as she had the urge for some cake, some ice cream, like when we had that cookout last week, she ate it. She just fell off just like that, right? So you got to be disciplined. Going back to Tamika's comment, you got to be disciplined. I didn't eat any of that. I didn't even eat any of the cookout food. I went and got a salad and some grilled nuggets from Chick-fil-A. I didn't eat any of the food because I was disciplined. And, you know, I've given up that stuff right now. I have given it up, so I didn't go back to it. And so that's what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. When you sacrifice whatever it is, don't go back to it just because you want it, right? Do you want that more than you want to reach your goal and your dream? Now, if that's the case, fine, go back to it. Give up. If you want that more, fine. But if you want your dream, if you want your goal, if you want to do what it is that you want to do, you got to stick to it, all right? So don't change your mind. Remember, guys, you can't. I've heard people say, well, yeah, I want to lose weight, but I still want to eat cake every day. I want to lose weight, but I still want to eat pizza. I still want to eat the foods that I love. Well, guess what? It doesn't work like that, right? Remember, if nothing changes, nothing changes. You can't do the same things and expect different results. So you can't still eat those same foods. You can't still have those same habits. You can't still do those same things if you want to get to a different place, right? So if you don't change your life, you won't change your life. Did y'all catch that? If you don't change your life, you won't change your life. You know, if you don't do some different things, you won't get different results. So anyways, guys, again, I just wanted to come on here and again, just want to push you guys to make sure that the second half of 2017 is even better than the first. And some people slacked off on the first half. That's okay. That's almost over. You got like 2 days left. So I want you to get your plan together today and kill it this second half. It's not too late to do what you want to do, but you got to be focused, right? So think of a sacrifice and make sure you got your why in place. Think of your why. Post that why so you can, you know, see it all the time when things get hard. You can remember why you're doing it so you don't stop. All right. So that's all I pretty much have for you guys today. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this morning. I love when you guys hang out with me in the mornings. So Tamika, good morning. Pakita, good morning. Dion, I saw you up here. Deshay, who else? Erica, you said you read this book. Yes, you read it in 2 days. I would have been done in 2 days, but you know, life happens. But I'm actually almost at the end. So this will be done today on my lunch break. Good morning, Leroy. Good morning, Latoya. Thank you so much for sharing the video. Thank you all for commenting. You know, I love reading y'all's comments. Even though it seems like I'm ignoring you during the broadcast, I just be trying to stay focused. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. You guys get off of Facebook and get out there and be great on purpose today. Because I know you can do it. I believe in you. You just have to believe in yourself and make the choice to be great. So I want everybody to choose greatness on this Thursday. Why do I keep forgetting what day it is? I want you guys to choose greatness on this Thursday and think of something you're willing to sacrifice. Think of something that you're willing to give up temporarily so that you can reach your long-term goals and live the life that you want to live for the rest of your life. All right. I'm out of here. Pinique Singleton here from connectwithpinique.com. See you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Good morning, Flamanica. I saw you just jumped on. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow.